Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today's video is going to be a video that I have neglected to do, neglected to look at, neglected to pay attention to for the better part of a year. Although, a certain somebody in the comments section I'm sure has asked more than once about me doing this video, if I will do a video on the hashtag girls count. First off, let me go ahead and give a big thank you to King Nazaru, or Nazaru. Let me know how you pronounce that in the comment section down below. Anyway, thank you so much for this suggestion. I know you've suggested it more than once, and my apologies for not taking a look at this sooner. Now, lucky for us, hashtag girls count has provided us with two things that we're going to take a look at today. The first being their YouTube video. I know, it's short, but it's brave, inspiring, and shit. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to take a quick look at that. But the second thing that we're going to get into, which I think is going to be fantastic, it's going to be very educational for all of us, is their website. Yes, I know what you're thinking, And this is why we're going to go take a look at the website. We're going to go do it for education. Because I know that you're racist, bigoted, homophobes, Nazis, or some shit. I know what you're thinking. The first thought that popped into your head when you seen hashtag girls count. You thought, I know what you thought. You thought, well, what about the boys? Where's the hashtag boys count? No, do the boys not count? I know that's what you're thinking, and you're sexist. Quit your shit. Quit it. Stop being sexist. Just stop it. I'll finish shaming you later. You know who you are, you sexist bastard. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, sit down, relax, take a seat, grab your textbook, and prepare to get schooled. Done, unless you got a ding-a-ling, in which case go swing your ass over there. I just piss off. Now fire off the missile. Yes, it's a phallic symbol patriarch. Just fire the damn thing.
$130 million girls didn't go to school today. Not because they didn't want to, but because they weren't given the chance. It's a global crisis.
Now, I don't want to say it's not a global crisis because that would make me some kind of terrible racist bigot. But some people who are not me might say that it's not exactly a global crisis, it's more of a third world, underdeveloped, shithole country crisis. Again, I'm not saying that, just something other people might say. Just continue.
One that's so big, it's easy to lose our connection to it. It's time to bring this problem to life. It's time to remind the world that behind this number, there are real girls.
Oh, I am so sorry to interrupt you, but I have to do my part for social justice. I have to point out that you're reinforcing gender norms, which is very problematic by using pink for the background for little girls. Could you use something a little less gender non-conforming? Thank you, sweetie. Just in the future, just remember to not.
With hopes and dreams just like mine. So, to show they all count, we're going to count them out loud, one by one. I'll start. 1.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. I know that you should not try to steal the #1 spot. Because according to your website, Malalala. Malalala. Why would you name your child Malalala? Malalala Yousafzai is #1, okay? And shame on you for trying to steal that from her.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7,
8, 9, 10.
Every number we count tells our politicians that we want to get these girls into school.
Oh, I do love how you've included the men. Maybe not so much in trying to help them get into school and stuff, but certainly in the video, it's so inclusive and progressive.
222!
444.
Stop, nope, stop everything. What the hell is this, and why do I not own one? It's an absolutely adorable little abomination.
802.
975.
1,000! Every number we count is a girl who can become a teacher, a doctor, a president.
2,819.
18,397.
Every number is a reminder.
50,000.
521,000. 900,000.
It's over 9,000!
Every number is a girl who deserves an education.
4 million.
6 million.
7 million 3.
10 million and 2.
18 million. And every girl counts.
And what did I tell you, ladies and gentlemen? Absolutely stunning, brave, awe-inspiring, and by God, does that say poverty is sexist? Well, I suppose there's no time like the present. Let's just go ahead and dive right into their website. Now, if you would like to not be a sexist, bigoted son of a bitch, I will leave a link down to their website where you too can go make sure that girls count. Anywho, let's just go ahead and jump right into this thing. 130 million girls don't have access to education. You know what? It doesn't sound right. You know, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't manipulate the heartstrings like I feel it should. Let's throw in some music and do this right. 130 million girls don't have access to education. So we're asking the world to count them one by one. Pick an available number from the gallery below and record yourself counting it in a film or photo. Your count will join others as we try to make the world's longest video, urging our leaders to get girls into school. Claim your number now. Oh my god, that was so inspiring. I'm so excited. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go claim our number. Let's see what numbers we have available to us. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not too much of a 20,000 kind of guy. That's not really my kind of number. I'm looking for something more of, a 100,000. You know, a respectable number. So you know what? I'll give them some time to give me a proper number, and in the meantime, we'll go figure out what this is all really about. Alrighty, here we go. Girls count. Right now, 130 million girls around the world are being denied an education, and because of that, the chance to reach their full potential. Educate a girl in one of the world's poorest countries, and it boosts her health, wealth, and ability to take control of her life. She is less likely to become a child bride, experience violence, or contract HIV. You know what? I say fuck all that. Give the little girl a damn machine gun and plenty of ammo. I guarantee she'll be able to protect herself a lot better with that than an education in some of these absolutely horrendous parts of the world. Seriously, okay, if you educate a little girl in the Congo, how does it stop her from contracting malaria? Or getting taken by the fucking bandits that live up the road? I don't see it helping that poor little girl, but anyway, I digress. Let's continue. But it doesn't stop there. She'll have healthier, better educated children, and she could help lift her family and her entire country out of poverty. Excuse me, are you just assuming that all women in third world countries are just baby-making machines? Like, oh my god, scoff and outrage. Okay, I do agree that educating people in poor, worse off countries is a good way to help improve the place. But maybe not just focus on the little girls. You're kind of skipping half the fucking demographic. Maybe if you educate more people in general, all those people could also help rather than just, relying on the little girls to save the damn country. Maybe everybody could help save their own damn country. I'm just saying. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying, though. Anyway, our leaders can make sure all girls get an education, but we need to put pressure on them to act. So we're asking you to help us count every single girl out loud. That's right. Our leaders can make sure those girls get an education. So Donald Trump, I'm calling on you. You can do this. What's wrong with you? Why are you gonna be such a sexist misogynist and deny little girls education? Shame on you. Anyway, onward. We'll deliver your message directly to the people in power who can change these girls' futures. By God, won't somebody think of the little girls? Your count will join others as we try to make the world's longest video. If we get all the way to 130 million, it will take more than 8 years to watch. That's something they just can't ignore. Of course course they're gonna ignore it, bitch! Who the hell do you think's gonna watch an 8-year-long video? Fuck you! It's like the stupidest idea anybody's ever had. Let's make an 8-year-long video, it'll be fantastic. Nobody will be able to ignore our accomplishment, even though nobody will take the time to watch it, because it's entirely too fucking unreasonable. Anyway, onward again. Let's make sure that no girl has to wait that long to learn. Claim your number. Join the count, because a girl with an education is a girl who can change the world. Oh, baby! That's right, ladies and gentlemen, because the future, as we know, is female. On to the next part. Poverty is sexist. Well, it's about time somebody noticed men are a hell of a lot more likely to be homeless than women. Anyway, I'm sure that they'll address this, so let's just go ahead and move forward. Sexism is global. The fight against it should be too. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you can go nowhere in the world without sexism finding you. No matter where you go, no matter where you hide, sexism will follow you. Nowhere on earth do women have as many opportunities as men. Except for maybe in the modern Western countries, maybe? I mean nowhere. But in every single way, life is much harder for girls and women in the poorest countries compared with both their female counterparts in the developed world and their male counterparts in the developing world. One is a global movement of more than 7 million people taking action to end extreme poverty and prevent disease, particularly in Africa. I assume for particularly African girls, but anyway, we're shouting, poverty is sexist because we won't beat extreme poverty until we break down the barriers that are holding women and girls back. Oh yes, you've heard about the glass ceiling, but have you heard about the straw and mud walls that hold women back? No, what holds them back in those countries are primitive and backwards cultures, but that's a little racist to talk about, so we'll skip that for now. Now, like I said in the beginning, I know that some of you sexist bastards are not going to be able to help yourself. You're going to be asking, what about the boys? What about the boys, though? Why the girls? And guess what? They have addressed that, and we're going to go over. We're going to get you some of that premium education. So let's just go ahead and get started. Why, girls? Well, because the vagina is superior and awesome. Like, oh my god. Why? You know what? You're gonna be an asshole. So here they are. Okay, 7 barriers to girls' education that you need to know about. The evidence that educating girls creates healthier, wealthier, fairer, and more stable communities is overwhelming. I mean, girls just make shit better, bruh. So why isn't every girl getting a quality education? The barriers, particularly for girls in the poorest countries, are wide-ranging and complex, but these are some of the most challenging. Cost. The cost of supplies can limit girls' access to education. I mean, clearly that's not true for the little boys. Shut your mouth, you little assholes. Let me finish reading here. Even in areas where school fees are non-existent, there's still a price to pay. Students are often required to buy uniforms, transportation, and supplies, like textbooks, pens, notebooks, and not to mention the indirect costs such as a loss of potential income from missed labor opportunities or contributions around the home. So as it clearly explains, the cost is greater for little girls. I mean, what more information do you need? This is going to be wonderful. Okay, the next one. Violence and security. In some regions, parents don't allow their daughters to attend school, but it isn't necessarily because they don't want them to be educated. I mean, it might be in some cases, but not necessarily all the time, okay? Sometimes, parents keep their children home because the commute to and from school is unsafe and the risk of attacks on girls' schools is a serious concern. And again, I refer to you back to my previous statement about arming the little girls with machine guns, but no, we can't do that, Captain. Machine guns aren't for little girls. Well, I object to that notion. I feel extremely confident that nobody will be attacking her if they drive up to her school and see her wielding her machine gun. I can guarantee it. Seriously, ladies and gentlemen, there are not many problems in this world that if you throw enough bullets at, you cannot solve. It's just my philosophy. Maybe it's wrong, I don't know, but it's just my opinion. Anywho, where were we? Oh yes, conflict and emergency situations. In conflict-affected countries, education is not always accessible. As a result, girls in these countries are almost 2.5 times more likely to be out of school than girls living in countries not affected by conflict. Well, imagine my shock. Girls living in places where there's conflict and war and shit don't get to go to school as often as places that are more calm and have less death and violence and general bullets flying through the air. But all of that aside, I am filled with a sense of profound respect for the little boys in these places who clearly do not miss school. By God, little Johnny lost an arm, and little Tommy, he filled full of holes, he's still sitting in the front of the school. But by God, I am not missing out on my education. Okay, in all seriousness, in reality, in some of these places where there are these conflicts, it's more likely that the little boys are, instead of being put in school, they're being forced into the conflict with an AK in their hands. I mean, but oh my God, let's make sure that the little girls haven't missed no school. Well, moving on to the next part, teaching and school climate. The perpetuation of traditional gender norms can result in girls being excluded from learning important subjects like science, technology, engineering, and math. STEM, of course. Teaching must be inclusive and enable girls to learn some of the same lessons as their male counterparts. Look, okay, bro, I don't know how they do it over in Africa, but maybe you shouldn't be talking to, the prime ministers and the presidents. Maybe you should be talking to the people in Africa and the school boards over there who run these damn places and make sure that the little girls can take these classes. As a matter of fact, are little girls barred from taking these? I'm just curious. I actually don't know. Let me know in the comment section if you have any clue as to whether that's true or not. Access to resources. Where resources don't address girls' needs, it can limit their learning. Providing a wide range of resources that do address girls' needs, such as textbooks, teaching guides, and the internet, all help ensure girls are both in school and learning. I thought for a second maybe you were talking about some tampons or shit, but aren't the learning needs for girls and boys kind of the same? I mean, don't boys also need textbooks, teaching guides, and the internet? Or are those girl exclusives because, the vagina is so awesome that only girls can really make use of these things? We'll just give the boys sticks and shit. Culture norms and expectations. Household duties, the care of family members, early marriage, and early childbirth are all factors that contribute to girls missing out on an education. In cultures where these expectations are the norm, girls' education may be lower on a family's list of priorities. Oh my God, how very, very unprogressive. Absolutely barbaric. They expected these girls to do traditional woman things like take care of people and get married and make babies. I mean, making babies are for men and the dogs. Well, these little girls need education. Okay, look, even here in America sometimes, there are girls who get pregnant young and they miss out on their education. It happens. Sometimes people are too poor and they have to focus on their survival and just trying to make it, and they cannot focus on an education. Telling these people that they have to just throw all of that to the wayside and say fuck their family and fuck their kids and fuck all this and that, you need to educate. It's not a practical solution for a lot of these people. It's unrealistic to expect them to prioritize their education over the primary means of survival for them and their family. This is not primarily a female-only issue. This happens with males too. They have to drop out of school, they can't finish their education, they can't go back and get education because they have to start working then and there to take care of themselves and their family, and if they have a child, they have to take care of that new child that's on the way. Poor infrastructure. Overcrowded classrooms and rundown schools provide students with a less than quality learning environment. Okay, son of a bitch, again. If overcrowded classrooms and rundown schools are going to provide little girls with less than quality learning environments, it's going to do the same for little boys, you asshole. Now, the second part here is actually the very first female-only issue that I've seen thus far. Yes, girls can be discouraged from going to school if they're menstruating in these conditions because they're going to be embarrassed. And that might be, reason to advocate for educating them about their biology and stuff and helping them learn that it's nothing to be ashamed of. Look, the point here is education is not a gendered issue. And when you try to make it one, your bias becomes apparent and clear. Now, if you want to advocate solely for women on an issue, that's fine. but if you're excluding a gender for no real reason on an issue where both genders could clearly benefit equally from something like education, I'ma call you out on your sexist bullshit. And anyone, and I mean absolutely anyone, with any amount of common sense can see the feminist fingerprints all over this, because they're freaking everywhere. It is exclusionary to only being focused on girls because the founders of this movement have a clear bias in favor of women. When you say something like, girls count, you should expect the response, well, don't boys count? Because by deliberately excluding them on an overwhelmingly non-gendered issue, the only conclusion is that you don't think they do count. But oh, Captain, I hear you say I doth protest. Never not once in my life did I say the boys didn't count. You can look at my words, I didn't say that. And you know what? You're full of shit, and you know you're full of shit, because they clearly did not count enough for you to add them into your movement. A movement about education, no less. Hell, boys are actually more likely to drop out of school and not attend, and boys are falling well behind girls in education now. You have swung the pendulum too far in one direction, and when anyone at all tries to let it swing back to balance everything out, they're met with the sounds of 130 million shrill screeching harpies. You know, I would love to say that I'll be waiting for your video and support for a hashtag boys count movement, but it's been almost a year. I think it's going to be like a year in March since this video was made. So needless to say, I will not be holding my breath. And something tells me that that video isn't going to get a YouTube spotlight either. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that sums up my feelings about the hashtag girls count movement. What about you? Do you think I've hit the nail on the head? Or am I just a hateful, misogynistic sexist who doesn't understand the unique plight of the women's? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Oh, and a special thank you goes out to King Nazaru for pointing this out. I appreciate it, and I hope I did this subject some due justice. Also, I would like to send out another special thank you and warm welcome to our newest patrons. Thank you for your patronage, and welcome aboard. It's people like you who help keep this ship afloat. Now, if you personally would like to help support this channel as well, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with your friends. Just don't be ashamed of me. Share me with your friends. Let them enjoy this madness with you. Also, there is a tip jar down below in the description if you feel the urge to, throw your shekels at me. You'll also find a link to my Minds, Twitter, and BitChute accounts there as well. Make sure to follow me on Minds and Twitters especially, as I usually post video progress and give sneak previews of the coming video thumbnail. Okay, I think that wraps it up. Final thoughts, chilling all the things. Yep, pretty sure that's all. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much for watching, and I do hope you did enjoy the video. And remember, until next time, keep fighting stupidity wherever you may find it. Have a good one.